Assalamu alaikum students. Today we are going to start water and ultra trace minerals. This is our last topic. In our previous lectures we have discussed major minerals and trace minerals. Manganese is part of the enzymes involved in metabolism in skeletal development involving the connective tissue which is provide the framework of the bone, its growth along with the zinc mineral loads. Along with the zinc minerals decrease the serum copper level and balance the histamine level. There are substance that is released during the allergic reactions. Through active and passive transport, its absorption is take place in small intestine. After the absorption, it is bound with transparent to transport via bloodstream to liver or liver to other tissues such as the pancreas, kidney, bones that are the possible storage site and removal is through bile, which is a main regulator to maintain its level in the body. Its deficiency or toxicity is very rare. Molybdenum is a part of the many enzymes or cofactor of many enzyme role in metabolism, and deficiency symptoms are not clear. If the excessive intake it can inhibit the copper absorption. Boron, nickel, silicon, and arsenic. These are the ultra trace minerals, and these are required in very small amount. The main role of boron is the cell membrane, ion transport, steroid hormone metabolism. The dietary sources of boron is legumes, fruits, vegetables, and nickel. The main function of nickel is metabolism of amino acid, fatty acid, B12, and folic acid. It is found in chocolates, nuts, whole grain. Silicone, the main role of silicone is in bone formation, and it is present in roots, vegetables, whole grain. Arsenic Arsenic, the main role of arsenic is in amino acid metabolism, DNA function, and it is found in fish, grain, and cereals. The role or main function of ultra trace minerals are act as a cofactor for specific enzymes or compounds, promote normal growth, development, or decreases the risk of certain diseases. Water is a major component of body. If the weight is 50 kg, then 31 kg of weight is water. Approximately 55 to 70% of total body weight is made up of water. The percentage of water is decreases with the as a person gets older, or with the age the percentage of the water is decreases. In infants or and children have much higher content of water than adults. Fat individuals have less water than lean ones, and water is a essential nutrient. Deprivation or decreases the level of water even for a few days can lead to death. Water is a component of all body cells, and the percentage is higher in male than female because more in men usually more have more muscles tissues than women. In adult male, about 60% of water in female, 55% of water. Basically, the gender difference reflect difference in body fat content, and body fat content is water free. So when a person gains a weight more fat, then the content of water is decreases. Water is an essential component of every cell. There is a variation in the water content of various tissue. Metabolic active tissues such as the brain, liver, blood, muscles contain more water than bone, fat tissue, which are the less active. Blood plasma has 90%, muscles tissue 70 to 80%, and fat tissue contain 20% water. Body water is divided into two basic compartments, intracellular and extracellular. Basically, in intracellular fluid is water within a cell and about 65% of total body fluids, where extracellular outside of the cell and 35% of total body fluids. Extracellular fluid is basically found in the intravascular fluid, water in the bloodstream. The main four functions of the water in which medium for chemical reaction, lubricant, temperature regulator, and transportation vehicle. Water is a universal solvent because more substances is dissolved in it than other any fluid. Water is a serve as a medium for chemical reaction. Water is a component of body fluid, act as a lubricant, and water is good as at storing heat, buffer against the body against extreme variation in temperature. Water as a transportation vehicle. Water as a vehicle. The solvent action of the water allow for substance to be more readily transported. In blood, the primary transporter fluid in the body is about 78% of the water. Dissolved substances in the blood include proteins, lipoproteins, glucose, electrolytes, metabolic waste products such as the carbon dioxide and the urea, all of which are either dissolved in water surrounding of the fluid and transported to the cell to support the basic function, or removed from the cell to prevent or the waste that build up and toxicity. In brain, 75% of water, and within the water in the brain providing structure. Basically, it helps in the transport of the product of the digestion. Blood, which contains the 90% of the water, carries the carbon dioxide to lungs, nutrients into the cells, and waste products to the kidneys. Urine, which contains the 90% of water, as a all waste material dissolved in it, and the body to remove the excessive soluble water product of metabolism. Water is a medium for chemical reactions as it can store a large amount of heat, and it has a pH of 7.0, so it is a neutral. Water is involved in many enzymatic reactions as an agent to break bonds or removal of form of the from a molecules to form of the bonds. As we already discussed, the water is needed for many chemical reactions, and for example, the breakdown of sugar into the simplest substances needs the presence of water. Water as a lubricant, the water fluids surrounding the organs provide the both chemical and mechanical protection. Just in pregnant women, just after 2 weeks, the water fills in the amniotic sac to providing a cushion of protection for developing embryo is act as a buffer. Water as a temperature regulator, keeping body temperature within a normal range allows the body, especially enzymes, to function normally. Body temperature just a few degrees higher and lower than normal can damage body system or even lead to death. Water in the body Water in the body helps to maintain this range in two ways. The first, water has a high heat capacity, specific heat, and water resists to change. The temperature changes and its temperature rises slowly when it is heated. And the specific heat is basically the amount of heat is required to rise the temperature of any substances 1 Celsius. So water has a high specific heat, meaning that a relative large amount of heat is required to rise its temperature, and therefore it tend to resist large temperature fluctuations. The body temperature is regulated through the water evaporation from the skin. Sweating is the second way in which water helps to maintain the normal body temperature during the exercise. In case of the hot weather, the body secretes the fluids that evaporate through the skin pores, and so it is a main way in which body cool itself, and heat energy is required to evaporate the water, and heat energy is taken from the skin, and it is a natural cooling process. And in case of the hot dry climate, and when humidity is low, then we feel more comfortable. And if the water loss not replaced, so dehydration and overheating will occur.